Hi guys, I'm out in the woods today having a lovely walk. Just going to be very careful about where I step, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about one of the great Chinese medicine principles, and that is the principle of yin and yang. Now this is a very, very powerful principle because it can help us to understand how we can have a greater sense of peace, more balance in our lives, and just more of a sense of alignment with ourselves. Now, we all know the expression of, feeling a sense of, misalignment with ourselves. For example, oh my God, I was beside myself with grief. That's an example. Or I was frightened out of the seat of my pants. So what can we do in order to feel more aligned? Well, we can learn a little bit about this principle first and then start putting some of the tips I'm going to give you into action. So yang is the masculine principle, and this is to do with mathematics, logical thinking, science. It's about taking action, doing, hard work, effort, force. Yin is the opposite side of the coin. This is the path of spontaneity, the path of relaxation, the path of creativity, the path of effortlessness and ease. So those are the yin energies. Now, in the West, we have become extremely dominant in the yang way of doing business, the masculine way. Now, this doesn't apply to just being a man or just being a woman. All men come from a man and a woman, and all women come from a man and a woman as well. So we all have the masculine and feminine energies within us. But the domination of these masculine energies have created a serious polarization in our way of being. Now, this polarization can show up in the form of illness. It can show up in the form of lopsidedness in the body. For example, one side stronger than the other. For example, upper body dominant relative to lower body, or vice versa. Now, as I said, in the West, this is very, very prevalent. And the effects of it, we can see it playing out in the world today. There's a lot of sickness, there's a lot of disease, there's a lot of mental illness. Now, the yang belongs to the realm of mind and thinking. The yin belongs to the realm of feeling and sensation. Now, in order to feel and sense, you've got to be fully anchored and grounded in your body. This can't happen if you're living in your head. So if your head is racing with, a monkey mind, the thoughts just going non-stop, that's a little warning bell from your system saying, get back in your body. When you exercise and you get grounded in your body, one of the things that people notice straight away is it just clears their head, because you're just after anchoring yourself back in your body. Now, what are the other ways that you can cultivate this yin energy more? Well, I'm out here in nature, and this is one of the ways that I cultivate that yin energy. Just looking at the beauty of the environment around me stimulates my senses and just allows me to receive without having to do anything. Like, I don't have to do anything, I don't have to earn anything, I don't have to justify anything in order to receive the beauty of nature. That's a classic, yin in action. Another thing you can do is cultivate your creativity more. For one person, that might be, learning how to play a musical instrument. For another person like me, it might be, artwork. I was in a holiday in Italy recently, looking at some fabulous galleries and, so much art. I got this massive craving when I came back to take up drawing and painting again. And as soon as I do that, I go into this state that's known as a flow state. Time appears to stand still. My thinking mind is just totally shut off, and something else seems to take over. I feel supremely relaxed and just literally in this flow state. Now, this flow state is, a pure, yin state, pure presence. There's no logic going on. There's no thinking or very little thinking going on. And oh my God, it takes the pressure off big time. Because when you're trying to figure out everything in your life with your head, it is absolutely bloody exhausting. And this is what leads people to burnout and, stress and injury syndromes. So think about the things that you could do in your life to cultivate those yin energies. Anything that you do, and you're doing it without the mind, or without any force and effort and loads of thinking, that when you do it, you just lose yourself in it. For one person, it could be just going out playing with your kids. For another person, it could be, as I said, learning music. For another person, it could be time in nature. Think of an activity. What was your favourite thing to do when you were a kid? There's another way of finding it out. For me, the art was a huge thing. Something that you get totally lost in, and where there isn't any goal agenda. There's no goal. It's just you're doing it because it's fun and because it's joyful for you. So that is one of the ways to cultivate those yin energies. And when you spend more time cultivating these yin energies, you're going to find yourself coming back into balance. You won't be dominated by a racing mind as much. You're going to have more spontaneity in your life. You're going to have more balance. You're going to get greater integration between the left and right hemispheres of the brain. You see, your brain has got this centre called the corpus callosum, and that is the connector between the left and the right hemispheres. And when those left and right hemispheres are more balanced and more connected, we feel in alignment. We feel more balanced, and immediately we have a greater sense of peace. We basically return to a sense of wholeness, and the flavour of this wholeness is just a sense of peace. So that's basically what we're all looking for in this life, whether we realise it or not. We're looking for this return to wholeness, a return to serenity and peace, regardless of the circumstances of our lives. So think about the ways that you can cultivate this yin energy in your life. Think about something that brings you into a flow state, what brings you joy. It could be gardening, right? It could be, anything. It's very individual, and start making more time for that in your day. And when you do, you're going to come back more refreshed, and when you're going back to that yang mode of planning and strategizing and doing, you're going to do it better, because the yin has been described as the oil and the yang described as the fire, and without the oil we can't have any fire. So the yin creates a replenishment and a nurturing of ourselves, so that when we come to take action, there is fuel to take that action. So that's it for today. The yin and the yang. Think about where you might be deficient in the yin. Most people are, in the West especially, and think of ways that you can start nurturing yourself, replenishing that yin energy, which is the source of all of the external outward actions. This is Claire Rooney from clairerooney.com. I hope you have a great week.